I'm gonna tickle, tickle, tickle. I'm gonna tickle, tickle you. You're gonna giggle, giggle, giggle. You're gonna giggle.
What is up, my Tickle Me crew? This is Chad here, and welcome back to another episode of Q&A with Chad. I hope you guys will enjoy the episode, and please remember to leave your questions in the comments below for next week's episode. Alright, so this week, like 99% of the questions are the exact same thing. Everybody's wanting to know why Tina and I broke up, how did Tina change, and would I take Tina back, or if we're ever going to get back together, stuff like that. I wasn't quite sure if I really wanted to talk about it, but I feel like I kind of have to since everybody's asking the same thing over and over. I guess now is a better time than any to just get it out of the way. So basically, long story short, Tina and I just really didn't get along anymore, or as well anymore. We would always fight, and obviously that's not a healthy relationship if you're always fighting. Tina started hanging out with this new crowd of friends, and for whatever reason, Tina decided that her friends meant more to her than our relationship. She started hanging out with them more, talking with them more, not spending any time with me at all. And then her friends start drinking and stuff. Tina starts drinking. One night, Tina gets wasted and she falls asleep next to a guy. Obviously, that didn't go over well with me, and it just kind of caused problems, and we started fighting even more, and just stuff like that. And that's pretty much why we broke up. I mean, just all the fighting. I guess Tina got sick of it. She didn't think that there was any point in trying anymore, so she broke up with me. So that's it. How did Tina change? Before, Tina was very antisocial. She didn't really talk to anybody, and now she's like an extrovert. She's totally changed. She used to be totally against drinking underage. She used to talk about how her friends were bad because they would drink and party, and now she kind of changed and she's doing it too. So, would I take Tina back or move on? This question got asked a few times. Honestly, at this point, I have tried everything I could to keep the relationship together, but Tina is dead set on moving on. She doesn't want any part of a relationship right now, so I've tried to keep us together, but she's got her mindset, and there's just no changing her mind. So at this point, I don't see any point in trying to pursue her any further. I feel like I'm just annoying her to death, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a burden on her, and I think it would just be better for both of us if we just move on. Maybe later on, after this, I guess, phase goes away, maybe we could have a chance. But honestly, for me to get back with Tina, she would have to change for the better, but I just don't see that happening. I hate to sound like I'm putting all the blame on Tina, because not all of it was her fault. Obviously, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes in our relationship, and I know that. But it's just a combination of everything just caused our downfall. I would really appreciate it if you guys didn't really ask about Tina and I right now, because I'm trying to get over everything. Everything's still kind of a shock, like it's really over. So I'm just trying to put everything out of my head, and when everybody's asking me what happened, it causes me to go back and think about everything, and that's really something that I don't need right now. So if this could just be it, I would be very, very grateful. Before I move on to the other actual questions, I just want to say a really quick thank you to most of you guys, because a lot of you have been so helpful and so supportive through all of everything that's been going on. It truly means a lot, and it really makes me feel good that you guys care enough about me to, want to check up on me and stuff. Thank you so very much. It means a lot. I could not ask for better fans. Alright, question number 1. Plays in Boxer asks, why won't you send me your Skype name on Facebook? Love, your ultimate stalker. Alright, so the reason I don't give my Skype out to everybody is because I don't really add randoms. It's more of a security thing, because I know a lot of people can get hacked from Skype, like if they accept a file, and I just don't need that. D Darkmans asks, why must I ask you a question? Well, if you want me to continue doing these Q&As, you better ask questions. I apologize, I am going to butcher your name, but Ziad Matuak asks, how would you feel if you and Tina got back together? As I said before, Tina's just gonna have to change for the better, if we ever have a chance of working out in the future. If she changes, great. If she doesn't, then I'm afraid it's just not gonna be. ChubTube asks, can you say your YouTube name 3 times backwards really fast? Chad me tickle, Chad me tickle, Chad me tickle. Akoyed asks, do you play Maple with your fans from YouTube? I do sometimes. It depends on if you guys stalk me in game or something. Maybe I'll boss with you or something, or, maybe just have a chat. Newbie1F asks, what was the last thing that you did that you regret? Honestly, the only thing that comes to mind is not paying attention and not doing as well as I should have in high school because it really hurt me, and I had to graduate during summer school and I didn't get to graduate on stage with like my friends on time, so I guess that. Just One Video, aka Mike, asks, what does it feel like being in a relationship? I've never dated anyone before. Cries in a corner, forever alone. Poor Mike. It really just depends on who you're with. If you and your partner are compatible, if you're not, those kind of things really kind of tell you if your relationship's good or if it's a relationship. And don't worry, man, everybody's time comes, your time will come. Mr. Gutsy44 asks, how does it feel to be famous in Broa? I don't really consider myself famous, I just kind of consider myself well known. It's pretty nice getting recognized everywhere I go. But on the opposite side of the coin, it is kind of crazy when I have like 5 people swarming me at once. I try to talk to everybody equally, but sometimes it just doesn't happen that way. Forgive me, I'm going to butcher your name too. Tariq Chitolai asks, when you were fighting Golux, how much % boss damage do you have because you hit 700k on normal mobs and 300k plus on bosses? Currently, I have a whopping total of 16% boss damage. It's definitely a work in progress. I've just been kind of upgrading my range a little bit, but I will be working on boss damage here soon. Parktickle, I guess is how you say your name. You asked, how many times do you think you can answer this question? 69 times. Tom Walsh asks, at what level do you recommend starting to boss? And do you have 2 computers so that you can use HS from another account? I would say generally I try to start bossing around level 100 because that's when you can do Zac pretty easily. As far as having 2 computers, yes, I have 2 computers, but I just use HS on my Phantom whenever I'm playing solo, so I don't really have to use both computers. Clever Flame, aka Max, asks, do you love me? Of course, I love each and every one of you. Dual Ownage 23 asks, how long did it take you to do the Golux pre-quests? It took a few hours. The jump quest for me actually took almost an hour or so, but that's just because I suck at jump quests. But if you're really good at jump quests, I would say it would only take you maybe 2 or 3 hours. Probably not even that. Maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. But again, that's if you're really good at jump quests, which I'm not. Omri Meshlam asks, what do you think about the Phantom revamp? I thought it was pretty nice, having our buff duration back. Definitely a big thing in my picture. But honestly, all they really did was put us back up to our pre-nerf status. But having our buff duration back, along with the auto judgment draw thing, that's pretty cool. GummyB2 asks, which do you think is stronger, Dual Blade or Phantom? Currently Dual Blade, but after Red, I believe Phantom is actually stronger. Supernova asks, if you had the power to change something in MapleStory, what would you change? I would probably get rid of the experience nerfs at like LHC, because that's really kind of a bother. I would also maybe boost Phantom's crit rate back to where it was pre-nerf. I would also, I guess, try to remove the little cycle that Nexon has where they release this overpowered class and then like 6 months later they just nerf them to the ground, and then 6 months after that they revamp them back and make them OP again. I think that's just ridiculous, and it's only a way for Nexon to make more money, and it's kind of greedy, really. I think I would get rid of that. Maple Tryhard asks, do you think Maple's story is getting boring? And if yes, why? I think it is getting a little boring. I mean, there's not really much to do. I'm kind of waiting for the red update, and I think I've said this before, but you know, when you're waiting for something, it's like a little kid waiting for Christmas on Christmas Eve. You're just so eager, and it seems like time goes by so slow. Really, the events don't really interest me at all right now, and really there's just nothing to do in Maple other than socialize, because I really don't have much drive to get past level 200 because it's just so insanely hard to level past 200. I really think they need more higher level content for us level 200ers, and make it a little bit easier but not too easy to level for the higher levels. And yeah, I mean, it's just, there's really not much to do. Piggy Oki asks, are you ever going to do another giveaway? When is the next story about your life? Because I'm really interested in those. And please do a road to max damage and max meso. I've been planning to do another giveaway here soon. When? I'm not really quite sure yet. When is the next story about my life? I'm not sure. I guess topics just kind of come to me and I make videos on them. So it's kind of random, I guess. So, you know, maybe something will pop into my brain tomorrow and I'll make a video on it. Do a road to max meso and max damage. That would be really hard. I'm not the best at making money. I'm actually quite poor right now. I don't know. I guess it's just something that we would have to see. I've never really planned on doing anything like that, but I guess if a lot of you guys really want it, I could try it, maybe. I guess we'll see. Ultimate NPC asks, Chad, do you have any pets? I have a cat, a parrot, and a dog. My cat is a Siamese named Sai. Obviously, you get the reference there. My dog is a Yorkie Terrier named Rudy, and my parrot is an African Grey Parrot named Gracie. X Mr. Failure asks, how long have you played MapleStory and how did you find out about it? I've played since I was 12 years old and I am now 20, so 7 or 8 years give or take. And my cousin was the one that actually showed me the game in the first place. Rhizo Abyss asks, what is your favorite boss in MapleStory? I really like Mushmom, and I really like Zachem. Zachem because it's the first big boss that I ever soloed, and Mushmom because it resembles a giant penis. Bad Plushkin asks, Chad, would you F Miley Cyrus? Hell no, I am not that desperate. Solsasori asks, Chad, do you poop? Never. Alright, the last question asked by David, and I don't know how to say your last name, so I'm not even going to try it. Chad, will you get another girlfriend, and if so, who will it be? I don't know how to answer this question because obviously I have no way of knowing who it's going to be, but I guess she'll come around whenever she wants to come around. Alright guys, that's it for this episode of my Q&A series. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please remember to leave your questions in the comments below for next week's episode. And thank you so very much for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe, comment, and toodles.